How y'all doing? Okay, I'm back somewhere. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. I'm off, y'all. I had some work to do. I had to print out some stuff for homework tonight. And I was like, okay. While I was at work, I had looked at some of my videos. And Josh just threw me a loop, y'all. She did. She did something to me today. No, no offense. Get it where you can get it, right? But there's some things that when people lie, and I'm like, girl, you like, when do we stop lying? Okay, I understand. There's some people they really got some issues with their credit. They do. They have some issues. But Jazz, your lifestyle with you and Philip is catching up to you. It's catching up to you. Now you feel like this man owes you everything. Y'all, I'm chowing down on some cereal and I'm smacking a little bit. I do apologize, but y'all can't see me, okay? But you can hear me. But that's besides the point. Jazz, whenever you want to stop lying, I'm jumping straight into this video. When are you going to stop lying? Oh, gosh knows everything under the sun. Jazz, like I said, I understand. We all go through things. Some people going through repo, evictions, um, not paying their bills, being behind. We all know that. But we also know that you got that house by yourself, not with Christopher. Okay? Majority of the people your family is stop fucking with you. And yes, I'm dropping the F bomb before 3 minutes, before 8 minutes. Your family stopped effing with you. So who you have in your corner is your subscribers. You don't have nobody else in your corner. Nobody. You don't have a baby daddy. You don't have a mama. You don't have a daddy. Y'all, and I could lose my parents tomorrow, tonight. And I won't have people in my corner. But guess what? I don't fuck over people as much as you F over people. You don't even talk to Glenda, the cook, cooking with Glenda. You don't even talk with her because that woman said, well, you know my number. And they lie. You know my number. So I'm going to go and debunk some of your lies about your credit report. Let me get this fight in. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Sprint. Sprint was no longer a company since 2020. It's merged with T-Mobile. So Sprint doesn't have any contract laws. That's crazy. So that means that their bill will go to T-Mobile, or that bill will go to a collection agency. but it wouldn't say Sprint. That's your number one lie that you had told the people. I got $1,000 Sprint bill. Again, I would believe it if Sprint was still active. But Sprint isn't active. It's not. I'm trying to think, like, if you had a Toys R Us credit card, it would not be on your credit report. Why? Because Toys R Us don't exist. That's why. Now, I don't even think it would exist from going out of business in the early 2000s, well, mid 2000s to the 2000s, yeah. Now, because that's probably run by a totally different contract. Yeah. So what's another place? Kmart. It's no Kmart. It's not Sears. Like you have a Sears card. I doubt very seriously anybody has a Sears card report on their credit report. They don't. Sears did go out of business. Yeah. They won't. They can't collect on something that they shut down. That was your first lie. I don't know. You should have said something else. We know a couple of repos on there. Um, a lot of people don't know. Even if you turn that car back, it's still a repo. It's crazy, ain't it? Like it's called a voluntary repo. That's when you send the car back and they don't have to go look for it. Now I don't know how they're going to do the red cars, but if you don't pay that bill or you still leave something lingering, that's when it'll still be on your credit report. Evictions. Evictions won't come off your credit report unless you handle it with the courts. Not your landlord. So you can't be like, hey, landlord. Anybody that's facing eviction, pay it through the courts, okay? If you have an eviction, pay it through the courts because the courts is going to have a lower settlement because they can't put on add-ons. So if you left that house junky, messy, crappy, and you had damage, they won't charge you for it. Okay, that's just real talk. So whatever your last when you walked out of there and you paid for it, that's it. You're just trying to help somebody else. But when you told the people that you had 2 evictions on one house, I'm like, girl, what the hell are you doing over there? Playing solitary and making shit up as you go. No court will allow that because you have 2 bathrooms or 2 bedrooms. I think you said both in that live. You said, oh, it's because I had 2 bedrooms, and then you later on said because I had 2 bathrooms. That means that you paid 2 rents on one apartment. Yeah, right. So again, no court will ever put 2 evictions on one apartment. Now, maybe if you had the same apartment complex and you had some type of, damages to that other apartment while you're staying in the other one, that makes sense to y'all. That really does. But that's not what she said. Jazz, your debt is not from anybody. Your debt is from you. That's all your debt. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't always do great with my money. And when I say great with my money, I'm hurting because I have to pay taxes. Do y'all understand what that is? I have to pay taxes. So, me getting, I think the highest amount I ever got was return taxes was about $5,000. And I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't always do well with my money. But now I'm hurting and I'm like understanding. And I'm like, damn, y'all get $10,000 and and next week y'all broke. That hurts my heart. But Jazz, you did spend, I'm gonna say close to 13 or 1400 alone on a camera and a computer. And not just any camera. She needed a top line camera. Not something that she could put back in her business and build on. No, she went straight to the guns. I don't know about anybody else. I have an HP and HP just worked just fine. I like HPs. HPs is easy for me to navigate. But you only got an iPad because everybody on YouTube that's successful use iPad. They use Mac computers. Think about, you could have your debt for your evictions. Like I think you had like two or three. Those ass shots you got that could went into that eviction. But we don't know what we're talking about because we're hating on you. No, sex is never that great for me to be broke. When I'm busting my ass off trying to make a living and a man is eating the fuck out of what I got, because Philip ate the shit out of you because he can. Not because you was a good woman. It's because no, you was not a good woman. He knew that only one thing matters to you was the dingling. See, if Philip was still laying that pipe, this thing right here, this live would never happen. But he's not. And she's not getting it from nobody else. And she make it seem like, oh my gosh, I wish they need to be at their daddy's house. Why? Why? You don't even like the girlfriend that he has. And you trust. And when I say that is, y'all listen to what I'm saying. You don't even like the girlfriend that he has around. But you rather keep them around somebody you don't like? And you know damn well she don't like you. And why the freak you think, why would any mother think that a woman going to bypass the children and like, oh, I like them? They can't stand your child. And I'm saying it and I'm being honest. Philip don't even like your fucking kids. And imagine that. Because if he did, guess what? You wouldn't have to be worried about half the shit you have to worry about. Because the first thing you're like, yo, we going to blend this shit. Me, you, Hannah, we all gonna live in one roof until we get this shit together. Because I can't be having my children just in limbo. And that sounds crazy, but you know what I'm saying? He's not going to see his baby mama out here panhandling. And one, he's not going to have you stressed out because of these damn kids. Hannah don't like you, and you know that. But you still throw those damn kids at her. Just saying. Hold on. 10K in debt, but waste 30K stacks on the phone. She wasted more money than that. So he was evicted from those apartments. I think she might. I don't think she was evicted. I don't think her. I don't think they renewed her lease. Yes, that's crazy. And Jazz, another thing is, I'm sorry. I pay all my tickets, y'all. I get tickets probably every year. That's the reason why my insurance is like blinking at me right now. I'm like, ooh, I gotta slow down for about another 3 years. I did do, and it's like, yeah, slow your ass down, okay? I pay those tickets. I don't go to court, but I pay those tickets, okay? So how in the world did somebody mess up your license? I'm sorry. How did they mess up your license, y'all? But you're using your license while you got stopped. Um, how did he mess up your license? Yeah, I never in my life heard nobody say somebody messed up their license. Besides, I did hear that, but I'm gonna tell y'all a cute story. My dad had to go to. My dad got arrested because his brother had used his name, and they was like, "What? We've been looking for you." And then the guy was like, "That's not him. What are you doing? That's not him. Look at his card. Like, look at his ID." Well, the names are the same, the birthday's the same, like that. And they was like, "But that's not him. That don't even look like him, right?" So, more of the story is, but he didn't even know he had anything on his record in that state until he went to the state and had a good time. And I think he got stopped for something, or a police officer was like doing, they was hanging out, and he was like, "No, I've been in this place," and he's like, "No, I just came back from overseas," and they was like, "Yeah, right, stop lying." So I can see that, but Jazz, when people see your picture and say Philip picture, they know damn well you didn't do that. So again, how did he mess up how did he mess up your license? And the crap is funny to me. This is very funny to me. Extremely funny. Jazz, you really think we're idiots? That's the crazy part about Jazz. She really think we're idiots for kicks and giggles. You just got money. You just got money on February the 27th. No, I'm gonna say the 20th. Now it's April. You didn't show out and show up for your kid's birthday. But you showed up and showed out for Jim. You showed up and showed out for the shots. You showed up for the camera. You showed up for nonsense. And you have nothing to show for it. That man had you crying when he broke up with you January the 1st. And you not once said, "I can't afford this place," when February the 20th came around. You not once said that. Who was you waiting for? Your fairy godmother to start making you a damn house? You are 33 years old and you sitting here trying to punch some tears. You trying to eat up some tears. You couldn't even do it because it was BS. All the money you spent. and go, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I'm not honest with myself, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Okay, there's been plenty of times that I did some dumb stuff for some dangling, like got pregnant. But then I wind that crap back, and I said, okay, well, this is not gonna cost me no money like ABC. But at the end of the day, my children are the only ones that matters. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to. Well, you just gonna have to have hard times. It breaks my heart, y'all. And I'm gonna be honest, because I'm a mother and I'm learning how to be a mother to a toddler that don't speak. Okay. But the ones that can speak, they see things that I don't want them to think that this is normal. For example, my daughter said, well, Mom, I know you probably gonna tell me no because you work so much. Can I stay after school? So I just need a little bit extra help with her math. This is the end of the year. Yeah, and I said, why would I say no? I mean, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Your children should know your sacrifices. They shouldn't try to balance their life to your sacrifices. Yes, I have 2 jobs, but hey, I'm gonna find you. I can't stop working, but I'm gonna find you somebody on my days that'll have to work because I'm dedicated to. We have a schedule. I can't just call them and say, "Oops, my child got," so I won't be here. I need them to understand you can't just drop because of you think it's important or it's not important. Okay. But that broke my heart because she knew that sacrifice. Okay. My son, well, Mom, I hate to doing this on a random week. I know it's rent week because I do tell them that. I'm like, y'all, this was rent week. Okay. We don't have to just get by. And it's okay. I try not to use the poor. Like, boy, we dirt poor. I try not to use that talk around them because I don't want them to think that's norm. But I'm like, yo, we can't do it this week. My son's like, well, Mom, I want to go to the book fair. Is there a way that I can get $20? Sure. That's not a biggie. But your kids shouldn't have to do that because they know that sacrifice. But Jazz, I can only imagine the shit that you have to tell your kids when they gotta come to you for some shit. You're more concerned about yesterday and having yesterday dingling than being productive today for your children. See, today was a good day to be very productive and getting alive. That is a good feel for your subscribers. And I don't mean just taking them to the park. Make fucking videos of how you get your kids prepared for the EOGs, the end of the year testing. This is a good one. How do you do it? How do you start leveling out the bedtime? How do you prepare them so there's no rush? So when the test day comes, guess what? They're prepared. How do you sit down, sit down, Caitlin, and you say, hey, this is what you learned this year, and this is, let's go back and review. That could be a very fucking great content, and people will watch, and you'll also get new subscribers because hey, everybody's dealing with that exact same thing today. Majority of us is watching YouTube. What are some points? Like, for example, you know that your kids are at the end of the year and they need a good meal. Okay. Once you start breaking down, you got eggs, you got bacon, make little egg fritters and put them in the deep freezer so your kids can have something nutrition and warm on the day of the test. and say, oh yeah, make little handmade sandwiches, and you can have them ready, and that'd be a great video. Preparing my kids for test week, or whatever it is, y'all. We don't need to hear about your dad, because what that live gave you? What kind of substance it gave other people besides you an idiot? And the sad reality is, and you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. They tell you, most banks tell you, do not look at your credit report from Karma. Go straight to the bank. All right. And the banks will actually sit down with you without any free, this is free. That's their job. They will sit back and tell you everything on your credit report and tell you what's about to drop off your credit report. Boom, man, boom. That is some fun facts, y'all. Fun facts. You get a good bank. I think if you have a credit unit or a state unit, or was it a credit union bank? Is that credit union bank? Yeah. A state union. I think Wells Fargo does it. I'm not for sure about First Citizen, if you have First Citizen here, or a Truist. And Truist used to be a Bank of America. I think Truist you can still sit down with a banker and they can tell you everything on your credit. Because they want to keep your business with them. Y'all get what I'm saying? So that means that they can break down credit cards that help build your credit. Even though you might have ABC on there, they can still help build it while you still have ABC. And they basically will tell you how to break them down. So, Jazz, you wouldn't have 10K if you knew that you had shit already on your credit. See, there's some things I think that's on her credit that she really don't want to tell y'all. Repo. She probably got 3 repos, okay? And I'm talking about that black car. Yeah, that black car that got repo right when Philip went to jail. Okay. Um, Chris truck got repoed. Jazz van got voluntary repo, like she turned that bitch in. Um, so that's 3 repos. The houses, there was 3 houses that Jazz got a big check from. This college one, the one, and I'm gonna just be honest with you. Everyone that she probably had, y'all can go back in her video. She had like 4 different houses before. Probably around the time that she had, probably about the time she had Amaya. She had like 3 houses. See, I didn't know that. Um, so again, she had probably about 4 evictions, and not including, probably had some type of other, extra stuff from her apartments, because y'all did know that she left a couple of stuff at her last apartment, the one that she lived with Chris with. Okay. And then she also talked about it. So when you have something like that and you don't pay it, that goes to the court as well, and that looks bad on your credit. So even though that's like small, that's not an eviction, that might even escalate as an eviction if, you know what I'm saying, like there's some in lines with having extra stuff still in the house, and you just let another month roll without paying them, and you still have that stuff in there. So that could be also another thing too. So they have to get that money somehow. Okay. It might not be eviction, but it's still like they still got to process it through the courts to get that money from you. So eviction, Jazz seemed like the type that she did a lot of open loans for people and boyfriends, baby daddies. Seemed like she did payday loans quite often. Um, and it didn't really help her because y'all payday loans are probably the worst. I'd rather get a linky dink 46 interest rate credit card before I do payday loans. Y'all don't do those, okay? You will never get out of them. So pay them off. You do have payday loans. Get them in and get them out of your damn house, okay? Hey, don't keep them lingering. And if you don't have to, if you got one that is not running your credit, because that's those payday loans that can constantly run your credit and tell you, hey guy, you can get another $2,000. Y'all run away from those. All right, but that's besides the fact. Just tell the people what you really need the money for. You need $3,000 to start you to get you where you need to be. And I figure out the rest. And just people will most likely give you that 3,000. They will. Because you can't come on here now crying talking about Kristen giving you half of the rent. So y'all, that only makes sense. Why she was yelling $1,000 from Sprint, and Sprint is no longer a company. I don't know who you think you're fooling. And people are saying, oh, I would even say this: consolidate. Go get your consolidating, because you can do consolidating your student loans, and you can also do it with all your other bills. And then you pay little by little. But when you consolidate it, that knocks off all those big bills, those little bills, and then now you just got one big bill. And you consolidate that, that'll make it more sense, and then your credit score can shoot up. But you are so, it's not even that you're in debt at this point. You just need that extra help, and that's okay. We all need help. I'm not going to bash you for that. I promise you. But you definitely need to rethink and reevaluate, is YouTube really supporting you and your family? Because it's not. You ran out of ideas to put on your channel. That's crazy. YouTube ain't doing it for you. And it's okay. Somebody right now is working at a shoe store making $12.36, and they got 3 mouths to feed at home. And they said one day, they said, you know what? I can't do this. And they're doing job hopping right now every day. They still taking their little tails to the shoe store and ringing people up, but they realize they can't do it. They need something better. Jazz, if you need something better, start by going to community colleges and asking, even though I know you got that degree, but go to student and see, hey, what is the fastest industry right now that I can use my degree in, or I can get certified? You might need to do something certified. They're always looking for a welder or a plumber that fits you just right. Hell, if you need to, be a truck driver. Go to school and be a truck driver. You can do it local, and you can also pull out your camera and record. People like seeing shit like that. But this is not really, I'm just pointing out your lies. Find you a trade and do it. Find you a hobby and make that part of your YouTube channel. That's crazy that you've been on here for 10 years and you still got the same bad debt, bad baby daddy, bad skin, bad cooking skills. You got just a line of bad shit on your channel for no reason. It's crazy. And all you want to do is look at and say people are obsessed with you. You the one that's rubbing your nipples looking at all the reaction videos with your tongue stuck out, trying to stay focused. It's crazy. Chrissy is not, y'all. Chrissy still makes about 5% of her subscribers watching. But Chrissy at least got a little bit of creativity still flowing in her bones, even though it might be a lie. But she still got a little bit of creativity. You have zero. Zero. Because this is not creativity. Sitting here talking about I'm $10,000 in the lead, y'all. I want to cry. Girl, I don't know how you 10K in a debt and your kids barely get their hair combed once a week. And yet I'm going that shady. That means I'm trying to say she don't even invest in her children. Y'all, I'm not the best mother in the world. I'm not. But darn it, and when it comes down to education, self-esteem, and I have older kids now. Even my toddler. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about him that I found out. So um even with them, I had to sacrifice so much. I had to sacrifice. And I love those little kids. And if anybody comes and they harm them, I'm barking up your alley, y'all. And I ain't gonna stop until your ass go deaf. Okay? So, Jazz, take care of your kids. This is never a good look. That you're 10K and all you can say is somebody else did it. You did it. So, I found news about my toddler. All right, so my mother, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this is true story, and then I have to go pick up that little rodent. All right, so my mom told me a long time ago when he was like a baby, he didn't squeal, he didn't scream when he was crying, so he just did, and all you saw was tears. So when you heard and you saw tears, he was really hurt. So we picked him up, and my mom was like, "D, he's not crying, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" So you gotta see if his tongue. So she looked at his tongue, and she's like, "His tongue don't seem like it's coming out." So so today he had speech again. So I was like, last week I said, this sounds crazy, but the doctor told me that, you know, that doesn't exist anymore. Right? Cutting the tongue. That's like a piece that they can nip under their roof of their tongue, like on the bottom of it. And sure enough, he needs that procedure. I'm fine with that. Okay. Now I'm sitting here like, oh, when is the best time for me to take days off to do this? Because I gotta go, thinking about the recovering period. And I wanted to be, I don't want to just toss them to anybody. I want them to actually heal, and I want to see that process. Even if I have to be broke for a couple of days, I need to see. I need to make sure he's okay, and he's only in my hands, y'all. So I'm thinking about actually doing that procedure. It's probably sometime about before my kids go back to school, and yeah, probably like the beginning of August, because my kids probably gonna go back to school like the 18th or 15th. So I'm like, okay, we can work on this, okay? But the moral of the story is I foresee it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I see that I need to sacrifice my time for ABC. Jazz, you know Christmas is coming, you know school time is coming. Start sacrificing for your children. So if that means that you have to let loose your gym membership so you can buy and you don't have to wait on Krista, you don't have to wait on Philip to go to all these what is those book bag giveaways and all that stuff. You don't have to wait on the grandmother to buy them just starter clothes. You can just actually buy them. Okay, I can buy this person 5 sets, this person 5 sets. You can do that and you can add on. That's the sacrifice you have to make. And if you know that your credit score is not up to par to move, and for some odd reason you're stuck at that house another year, you got to make sure that you're putting out enough content that can help you to pay your bills where you at now and pay off some of that debt. So your content has to be as good as it got to be worth. So you once bragged about getting 20K, and if you're 10K, y'all remember she called us. She make more money than a regular 9 to 5. She did tell us that. So at the end of the day, you take care of your kids and you think of better content for your children. That's not for us. It's for your children. Okay, my children can't be living on the street. I can't go back home to my mother. Um, y'all, her mom don't even look like she has a full. Her mom has a half of a living room, y'all. And I'm not trying to be funny. That's a half a living room. That is a half of a living room. What that her mom was sitting on the couch, the TV right there, and there's a little couch, and then behind there, that's the kitchen. Her mama stays in half of a living room. Jazz, and you don't want to create 5 kids. Yes, you can blame Philip for, girl, I don't even think, I think you probably told Philip all 4 times, all 3 times that you was on your period. Not on your period, you was on birth control. I don't know about y'all, but how many of y'all had to tell? How many of y'all had to lie and say that y'all was on birth control? Y'all don't have to do that. I'm grown. I don't know. I don't use that thing. I know people always used to ask me, like, why you didn't use protection? Like, who? I'm grown. Y'all, that's real talk. Like, who asked those questions? Like, y'all gotta stop asking those questions. Because those questions don't even make sense to me anymore. Why you didn't use protection? Have you felt it with protection? No, I'm just kidding. But y'all, I'd be so eggy to tell somebody that one time. Why you didn't use protection? Have you ever used protection? You know how irritating that is. Got me walking around here smelling like, I don't know. Y'all know condom scent, right? Y'all know what condom scent. Yeah, walking around here smelling like latex for like 5 days. You do it. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. Now I wish I did smell like latex for 5 days. Y'all know that latex smell is pungent. So if y'all grown, y'all grown. Y'all know latex is very pungent. So that's besides the point. But just do better. Stop crying on here. Stop telling people lies. Talking about you still got Sprint on your credit report. And we all know T-Mobile snatched Sprint up and snatched off Sprint's debt because Sprint was in debt, y'all. And they snatched it up. They paid it off, and they got good credit, and they're no longer. Hey, they don't have any outstanding bills nowhere because they paid the debt off. That's when that happens when you submerge when 2 companies merge. They take that financial burden off of them and keep it moving. Now, everybody knows that, certain debts do disappear after 7 years. And sometimes shorter than that. Depends on the company. Most likely that Sprint bill probably disappeared. It didn't harm, it don't even harm you at this point. You probably, yeah, it don't even harm you. Um, People know that credit cards drops off the face of earth. The only thing that doesn't drop off the face of the earth is probably bank debt. If you have bank debt, now I don't think that drops off. So that could be another thing. A lot of people have bank debts, like their accounts was like overdrawn for as much money they done and they didn't pay it and they kept having interest on that bad debt. That can, and I think that stops after like 2 years. They stop putting interest on bad banking debt, and that still stays on your credit, I think. I'm not for sure, but I think that's one that does stay. So, Jazz, if you have bad banking somewhere, yeah, most likely probably need to get that cleared up. Anything with the court, get that cleared up first. Um, I would say repose and try to see if you can settle something out of court because that can matter. Like sometimes they can say, "Hey, just pay your last two bills. Go ahead and get that, write them, and settle something out." And I don't know how else to help you, but stop taking stuff out for men. Stop trying to make these men happy. You can't invest in them. Women, we can't invest in men. I'm sorry. I know that that's what we like, but that's what we like, but we can't invest in a man and expect that they'll be loyal to us. We can't. We gotta invest in ourselves. If we have children, you need to invest in them. Encourage them. And men and penis will come later. I know that is something hard to swallow, baby. I know. Because who doesn't want to have a guy or a girl and you feel like you're the only one on this earth? I know. But you have to, there's a bigger boat that you have to sail. And Dingaling can't help you sail it. When that's called life. You have a life. You have children now. And I'm sorry to say this, but you definitely need to learn how to balance your battles. Your battles can't be with Philip today. It can't be. It's crazy. Your battle is definitely trying to be a better mommy or a better Jasmine, a better person for you. But you can't fight. You can't keep on fighting your battles with Philip. He's gone. When you realize Chris was gone, and you haven't realized that yet because you're still hoping. But when you realize that Philip is gone, he's not coming back. He's not going to fix it. He's not going to apologize. Even though you say he apologized, he haven't apologized. He haven't made nothing better. And he knows that you are less than what you state. He has no respect for you. Let that go. Fight your battles where it needs to be battled. And that's in your credit. And that's in your home. That's in your peace. If you can't do that, Jazz, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all have a beautiful day, and y'all, it is what it is. Y'all, I just seen a crazy text. So let me go pick up my little toddler. And I enjoy that little person so much. I don't know if y'all know, but I have him during the day on Tuesday and Thursday. And y'all, I just love that little boy. Like I can't stop raving about him so much. I rave about him all the time. And y'all like, girl, I'm so tired of hearing you talk about that little boy that don't speak. But he's mine, okay? And yes, he has. I'm like I said, I keep y'all posted on his procedure. Um, but the doctor said tongue tied. That's what it is. It's called tongue tied. He's tongue tied. So hopefully, um, we can have a better start. And y'all, and I told y'all this before, and I'll tell y'all this all the time. I came too far with him to give up on him. So if y'all see him or y'all know if y'all know signs, you like, girl, that's autism. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that because he knows right from wrong. He knows, okay, and he knows danger. He knows discipline. He knows structure, and I refuse to put anything on him that's not true. So if y'all going through or y'all know somebody that's is going through something like it's called denial or whatever it is, and they still have faith that it's something isn't, just encourage them because it's easy for us to give in. Okay, it is extremely easy, and I refuse to give in. Okay, and have my son as another number or another case. I just can't do that. Yeah, I just can't. I wish I could, but I can't. So, in the meantime, y'all have a beautiful Thursday night. Enjoy yourselves. Drink a nice Pepsi because I'm not going to encourage y'all to drink on the Thursday night. Y'all can just drink tomorrow night. Okay. So, y'all get a nice meal, get a nice bath, watch a nice sitcom, look at something funny, but enjoy life. Okay. And y'all have a beautiful night. Bye.